competitive level, they would be willing to contest them. They would be willing to try to throw their tournament off. But Veno is one of the smartest players we've ever had, and he will see it from a mile away. So even now, them just mixing up, it's just a safety strat. Months to battle us, I'll bring it. We're not afraid to mix it up. We're not afraid to stay dynamic here in the last game.
About Poyo going into this game though, with that elimination, of course, with Veno and Curve, they are 98 points away from an FNCS champion, and that's only playing catch up to Curve and Veno. They still got so many big names in their path as they're looking to take it. They probably noticed that Curve and Veno weren't at the Battlewood. They immediately turn around. They got a hint of what's going on. Maybe they think this is them, but it's Raven and CDZ, a whole nother team. This gives a huge moment here for Curve and Veno to look on over, possibly engage, possibly disengage. The choice is definitely theirs, especially since it's taken a little bit longer than we'd hoped. Peterbot lands a shot, but Poyo goes down. That puts Peterbot in a 1v2.
Oh no, and the finish comes through as well, and that is not the way you want this to start going down right here. If you're Peterbot Poyo, you need so many more points. You cannot afford to be getting set this far behind. Peterbot though, in a world of trouble here, plenty of enemy builds. He's gonna have to back off, shot through the wall as well. This is, of course, Raven and CDZ's one chance to go ahead and pounce on him. Peterbot's back in the mix here, fully healthy. Looking pretty south now for him.
Yeah, the biggest thing here was Peterbot was able to get the materials from Poyo, but Raven lands another monster shot, getting the shield gone out from Peterbot. He had really don't have no materials down below, so they can't not fight upwards, so he has to drop down low. Peterbot again trying to take the fight to them as CDZ gets dropped to this. Less than 50 HP, but a third party's coming in, Monster. A third party from the east, from Dark Dominion, looks to interrupt this play.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's you-know-who, but give it a second here. Raven CDZ being a little too passive now. They had an opportunity to finish up this Elim. They back off instead. Rapid and Cold show up, and they are cleaning up house faster than ever. They find two quick Elims, even shooting the down body just to show and flex that they're here as well. And look at this. They are hunting for poor Peterbot, who's now hiding inside of the factory. Just unprecedented type of end game right now. You never see this level of clash go down here. Definitely not for the likes of Peterbot. He's normally the one hunting. Now he's being hunted.
Yeah, they probably saw in the feed that Poyo did go down, so they immediately left their drop spots, beelined it on over. This is a team that's on their tail. Cold is in third place. You see it there. Peterbot and Poyo in fourth place. And really was asking the question, is anybody going to be brave enough? With the point gap so close, you would really risk your spot on the leaderboard if you were looking to go on the chase. But Veno, Curve, they not only left their drop spot at Battlewood, they left their second drop spot at Squizzly, and they're already going on the hunt for these Elims. They don't want to win after Game 12, Monster. They want to win during this game so they can take a much-needed victory lap.
Well, this is crazy. You know, if you just allow them to continue to get Elims like this, which they have done extremely successfully, way more successfully than any other team here on the weekend, they will be too far ahead. We would be asking so much of Cold and Rapid. We're talking upwards of 10, 15 Elims and a Victory Royale. Give this a second now. So from one team wipe onto another now, Dozier and Escher trying to fight. He fired up Veno and Curve here. Meanwhile, Curve has been live this entire time, by the way. Do not sleep on him. This is, again, nothing like we've ever seen before.
Yeah, especially for Mom and Pop Curve. Imagine it. Oh, he is eliminated by Cold and Rapid. Peterbot goes down in fourth place, tied with Agers and Ritual. It could only get worse from there, but Veno takes a big shot, but he is not back in debt. In much needed builds get replenished by Veno. Curve not slowing down, trying to alleviate the pressure, lands a huge shot on the Zozier and the elimination one as well. 5 Elims, Monster. 5 eliminations here. This is domination at its finest in Major 1 on NA Central.
Looking so good for them right now. Rapid and Cold right now on the hunt too, just trying to figure out what is going on here. They're already at 3 Elims as well. So Rapid and Cold are playing so aggressive too. You got to give them credit right here. We know what the what the task at hand is. We know what needs to be done. And it really does feel like the impossible. It's asking them to pop off right now and go into the upper double-digit elimination territory and potentially win the game. Because for them, it's about the championship victory. Jumping over to Carillion and Jugando, playing a little bit of the storm.
Essentially, two sides of the coin. We're watching the battle for first.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Veno's
down.
Veno is down, but Curve saves the day. What are we witnessing? This is a montage performance. I don't want to call it too soon, Monster, but this is beginning to look like a victory lap for Curve and Veno.
The writing's on the wall. You just have to read it, brother. All right? It's whenever you're ready, just let us know. They're at 6 eliminations now. Acorn and Bolts. A little cheeky here, though. Trying to see if anyone's willing to kind of sneak on by to find a couple elims right now. And let's just paint the bigger picture. Obviously, Kurt and Veno off to the races right now. A 100-point gap separating them from the rest of the competition. And then you have so many other teams trying to fight for a land spot to the Global Summit. It's right around the corner. Who is going to be in Germany?
And as it stands right now, in order for Cold and Rapid to win the tournament, this is as it stands right now, they need Curve and Veno to go down outside of top 25 with not a single elimination more. And then they need to win the game with 10 or so eliminations in the double digits. So it's going to show how much of a runaway this is turning into. And that's where you see a lot of lurks going down, because it's not only the battle for first. If you look at Tyler and Chance here, 391 points on the overall leaderboard. They're in 10th place. If they go down early, they can kiss their summit spot goodbye.
Definitely be really close for them. They'll be holding on to a thin margin. Taki and Seek on the other side. Same can be said for these teams here. 208 points earned on the tournament day. So you are seeing moments of greatness here coming out. Some of our competitors here on the 2-day format.
Not gonna make a quick, clean glide here. They're just trying to dodge all the noise down below, having to worry about Surge, having to worry about others rotating in your path. Be a good plan for Seek and Taki here. 13th place. They just need to hold on to their current spot on that leaderboard. Clixinig, though, a moment ago, did see them in the feed. They picked up at least one more elimination here. They, too, have a little bit more of a cushion than some of the other. They just need to make sure to finish strong. It's more of a confidence thing than anything else, I feel like, at this point.
Yeah, gotta find their groove, but we've made it this far. They had such exceptional moments of greatness, but in the end, everything has to come together. And then how do you account for having the curves, the colds, those types of performances that we've seen? Tough to ask. All things have to come together. Cooper and Reed, though, they're still fighting for their qualification. He's safe just yet. Not at least how I feel. Let's take a look at the standings here. This is going to put them at 12th place there, Jacob. So close.
Yeah, I would say they have a 22-point gap from 13th with actually the line. And then about a 44 or so point gap between them and falling outside of the bubble, which means anything could be possible. If they go down, let's just say 15th place, and anybody else kind of is able to secure a top 8 or better, they can certainly overtake them on the leaderboard. But definitely so many different possibilities here as the tournament continues on. Threats in Beer, a team that started inside of the bubble on the day, shortly fell out of it and was trying to work their way back. Aviv and King, another similarity here, 17th place coming into this game, which means those eliminations, 8 more points, is definitely going to boost them up the leaderboard just a little bit. I think that almost puts them on the line outside of that bubble around 14th place with those elims.
Yeah, Aviv and King, the last 2 games have played really well, actually making it to endgame, and this time they actually have 4 total elims, so just a monstrous performance so far, definitely stepping up and doing what they need to when it matters most. And Alpha Saul kind of see what's going on here. They end up backing off. Yeah, Ocean and Scare, another team that's very much in the conversation right now. Looking at how they've played, we have a 4th place as far as their best performance so far in last game, roughly 15th for them with a single Elam. So not too bad, definitely earning some placement points. If they can keep that up, they might just be doing enough to jump up and in.
This is going to be an interesting lobby slash end game. Because if you look at like day one, we were getting what, fourth zone surge, sometimes even earlier because how stacked the lobby is. To start the day, we were getting fifth zone, maybe sixth zone surge. There's only 60 players up. There's only 30 teams left in this lobby right now in the fourth zone. So it's rather thinned out, moving at a much more accelerated pace. So you have to be careful on some of these rotations. So instead of being able to rotate, stack with a bunch of other teams, hoping they choose them instead of you, now some of these two other teams being the only one rotating in that direction.
I mean, when you have Cold, Rapid, Acorn, Bolts, her and Veno looking for Elims, right? Trying to either push the gap, close the gap, like this is what happens. The lobby will tend to thin out, and then everyone else, of course, trying to fight for their qualification spot. Look at this though, Veno curve inside the storm right now. They surely know that they've done enough, right? So now it's just time to chill out, hang out.